Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I'm going to be talking about the rumor where basically Hulk Hogan came out on Twitter and said that he has not talked to anyone about a WWE return. I was awoken this morning from a follower of mine, WWE Fan 21. His name is at MikeCool29, where basically he goaded Hulk Hogan into a response on Twitter, basically saying that I hope it's true you're coming back to WWE. If it's true, I'm buying a ticket to WrestleMania. And basically Hogan responded to the tweet, basically saying that he hadn't talked to anybody from WWE, and at this moment he's not coming back. Basically he's saying that he was going to be at WrestleMania in spirit. He wants to be there, but he just, at this time, doesn't have an invite. Let me break this down for you, alright? If WWE is going to be bringing back Hulk Hogan, they want this to be a surprise. I'm sure they've done all of the groundwork behind the scenes, if this is even true, to find out if there's going to be any backlash to when Hulk Hogan comes back, because what Hulk Hogan did, easily said, was not a good thing. It's not one of the things that makes the world go round and everybody be happy with each other. There's certain things in the world that set certain people off. And he said a word that it shouldn't have been said. And WWE can't rush the gun to bring this back, or it makes them look just as bad as Hogan did. He's come out and he said he's sorry. He did Good Morning America, and he's reached out and he almost you can say too much to try and clear this up and make it all go away. WWE chose to immediately terminate him or ask for him to turn in his resignation, and he did what he was supposed to do. It hasn't been a full year yet, but there's people out there who really want to see Hulk Hogan be a part of the WWE, whether if that's him helping out the WWE network. I don't really think he's going to be the guy to do the sponsorship for the Komen people with the Think Pink in October sort of crap. I don't know. He's been through a pretty big scandal. Maybe somewhere down the road he becomes that guy. But, this year they ended up going with Cena and Roman Reigns and making it about, today instead of, Hogan was that guy, because you can bring him out there and make him look like a cartoonish clown. And everybody loves Hogan because everything he did back in the day. But ultimately, let me break it down to you the easiest way in the world. If Hulk Hogan's going to be making a big return to WWE, he's not going to be telling people about it on Twitter. Obviously, somebody's gotten to Hogan and told him to calm down and cool out. You don't see Hogan tweeting and retweeting fan responses like he was, when this first happened back in July, just going crazy on Twitter and doing lots of radio interviews saying that he wishes that, they would give him another chance. He's just, playing it cool. He's doing his autograph signings. He's doing, stuff when he has to do it. He's not rushing to TMZ trying to get press and say, look at me, I'm Hulk Hogan. He got a little bit of a deal where he has a deal with those, phone and, gambling, as well as like fantasy football things. He tweets about that every once in a while. And that's basically what's keeping him afloat right now. But everybody knows that, Hogan is WWE. Without Hogan, debatably, there would be no WWE. There would be no WrestleMania 32. Hogan was a star that everybody bought t-shirts for. Everybody bought programs. Everybody bought tickets. Everybody bought pay-per-views. From WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 9, WWF was Hulk Hogan. And they, need him some sort of a part of the mix, whether if it's, a behind-the-scenes kind of role, just doing things for the network, or if it is, just bringing him to Raw every once in a while to be Hulk Hogan, because he's been through battles and he's overcome things that, nobody else has been able to do in professional wrestling. But, people can push this on me and say that Hogan's not coming and I'm an idiot for thinking that he is. I honestly believe that if Hulk Hogan was making a WWE return, he would not be telling people on Twitter about it. He would be trying to be downplaying it as much as he could, for that way when he does come back, it's like he's finally fucking here. I think that's just the way it's going to be. And to make fun of my friend Chris at CJ Productions back in the day, he has a Twitter, Chris Likes Films. But, basically we made fun of him back in 2010. He went to a Chris Jericho signing, and in his day in the life video, when he got his moment in the sun to talk to Chris Jericho and get his autograph, he tried to get the exclusive YouTube tip asking Chris Jericho when he was going to make his return. Obviously, Chris Jericho would make a return to wrestling, but do you think that if Chris Jericho was going to be breaking news, he was going to do it on @CJ Productions YouTube channel, even if he was the leader of the future of the YWC? I think that he's going to try and keep this under wraps as much as possible. If, Triple H and Hulk are working out a deal, Triple H is obviously telling Hulk, don't tell people about this shit. Let's let everything die down and we'll get through this. I wouldn't even be surprised if, when we watched the, the Ric Flair interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. It was Flair that said Vince was one of the best friends he ever had in the world. He loaned him money through dark days. I wouldn't be surprised if once this all comes out, if Hogan writes a book or does an interview, that, basically Hogan says these are some of the darkest days of his life. He had lost everything that he had worked for in his entire life. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that, on the backside, Vince is floating Hogan some money every once in a while. I know that they're not selling his merchandise. He's not on the television. He's not doing this, that, or the other. But I think Vince knows that without Hogan, he wouldn't be what he is today. And I think that's what it comes down to. There's going to be a day when Hogan comes back. I think it's going to be sooner than later. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm not going to say that if Hulk Hogan comes back, it's going to make WrestleMania 32 any better than it is. But it will be one hell of a moment.